Yo, what's up? I'm Wilson, an indie game developer. The other day, our big bro in the Chinese gaming scene, Game Science, dropped the final trailer for Black Myth: Wukong. Just gotta say, it's freaking awesome. I'm sure everyone is super excited right now. All I want to do is sleep until 10 am on August 20th, wake up and just start on Black Myth. So the reason I'm making this video is mainly to hop on the hype train of our bro Monkey King. No, scratch that. Mainly, as a producer with some connections in the industry, I've intercepted some inside info from reliable sources about the real appraisal data for Black Myth. In this video, I'll be using these appraisal figures combined with my professional knowledge and understanding of Steam's rules to deduce whether Black Myth Wukong has broken even. Alright, let's get into the main content. First, let's look at some public data out there. Black Myth Wukong started its appraisal in June this year and has been dominating the Steam bestseller charts ever since. A few days later, an organization estimated that the appraisal volume had reached 2 million copies. This is like unprecedented in the history of Chinese games, but it's been 2 months since the appraisal started, and there's been no further news on the internet. Even this figure of 2 million copies hasn't been confirmed. So how's Black Myth actually been selling? To get the answer, I asked a few good buddies to use my connections within various companies. Finally, a rebel source gave me the intel. They said it's not just that, it's way more than that. By the end of July, the appraisal volume of Black Myth had already exceeded 3 million copies. Holy crap. Nearly 3 million in less than 2 months, that's nuts. Unfortunately, didn't clarify whether this data is just for Steam or all platforms, or if it's just for the Chinese region or global. Let's just assume it's the total global sales for all platforms. That's still pretty badass. Congrats to Game Science. Next, I'll use the Steam revenue sharing algorithm I've shared in previous videos to calculate with everyone whether Black Myth has broken even. Just a heads up, since a lot of data isn't public, we'll be using a lot of estimated figures, so this is just a rough calculation to give you guys a reference. Okay, let's figure out how much revenue these 3 million copies can generate. First, we need to estimate the average price per copy of Black Myth. This is a tricky one because it comes in both a standard edition at 268 yuan and a deluxe edition at 328 yuan, with pricing fluctuations in different regions. In the West, it's about $60. We'll just make a guess here. I'm estimating the average price will be about 2 times the Chinese price, a relatively conservative estimate. So the total revenue would be 3 million times 268 times coefficient 1.2, which equals 965 million yuan. Every game has a certain refund rate, usually around 10, so after deducting that, we're left with 868.5 million yuan. Then there's the platform cut. To keep it simple, we'll use Steam's 30% as an estimate. But hey, big games like this usually have some bargaining power and could negotiate a lower cut than 30. But for the sake of being cautious, we'll stick with 30 plus the 5 royalty for Unreal Engine 5. After deducting these, we're left with 564.5 million yuan. Next, we need to transfer the money from the US to China, which incurs about a 10 tax, leaving us with 508 million yuan. Normally at this point, you'd have to split the money with the publisher, but badasses that they are, Black Myth didn't sign with any publisher. This means the 3 million pre-orders could bring in at least 508 million yuan for Game Science. Let's quickly estimate the costs. According to an interview with Black Myth producer Feng Ji, we know that for every hour of gameplay, they spent 15-20 million yuan in production costs. If we calculate with the full 30-hour gameplay at 15 million yuan per hour, the production cost would be around 450 million yuan, plus marketing costs, which the Black Myth team claims were relatively low, but let's say it's about 10 of the development cost. That's about 45 million yuan. You know what? The total cost comes out to just nearly 500 million yuan. These 3 million pre-orders have brought in just enough to break even. So the conclusion is, Black Myth Wukong breaking even is pretty much a done deal. The only question is how much profit it'll make. Might as well crack open the champagne early. Talking about this, I'm really feeling it. Not just because as a game industry professional, I'm witnessing such a milestone event up close, but because I can clearly feel that this won't be the last. I believe Chinese games will achieve even greater things and bring more amazing and fun experiences to players around the world. Alright, no need to get too emotional. Black Myth Wukong is launching in about a week, so let's wish them a smooth release. That's all for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. See you next time, and that's a wrap for today. Peace out.